Hello and good evening. This is another edition of Nigeria Decides on Heritage TV. We bring this program to you to educate, to inform, to let you know what is going on, all the necessary preparation for the 2019 election. I'm going to be rubbing minds with my co-host here. On my left-hand side is Tony Nwisi. You've seen him before. And on my right is Jerry Crisel.
Yes.
Yes, and we are going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we're going to let you see the package, what we have for you tonight. Don't go away.
L-O-C.
God bless you.
L-O-C.
God bless you.
L-O-C.
God bless you.
And my people out there, our mother in Christ, Reverend Mother Dr. Esther Abimbola Ajayi, is asking us to come and celebrate the Comforter. Where? United States of America, 4041 Broadway, on Saturday, the 28th of July, 2018. Don't forget, 4041 Broadway, New York, United States of America. Come, let's celebrate the Comforter.
Welcome back to Nigeria Decides on Heritage Television. It's a program, it's your program actually. We're just here just to help you say what you want to say. And the best way to do that is we expect you to send in your questions, any information you have, you can share with us while the program is on. We'll read through and then we'll also answer some of your questions. I have dedicated colleagues here who will do justice to whatever we're discussing. There are a couple of areas we want to touch tonight. But most importantly is, in order for more wider audience, we want to ask you, to implore you to please share these live broadcasts with your friends and family, with your other groups you might know, and do that on Facebook, and Twitter, Instagram, or also for those who are experts to go straight to YouTube, you can also do so. And what is important today is the area we want to touch. Like I said, it is your program. We want you to be the one in control. You say, how are you going to be in control? You are going to be in control because whatever you send us as a question or as a contribution, we will read it out. We will also read your question, and then we also endeavor to the best of our ability to answer your questions. Let me go back again by introducing my first co-host on my left-hand side, Tony.
Yes.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Very good.
How has the week been?
Very good.
I'm sure you're looking forward to Friday.
Absolutely.
And then Friday will come and say, happy Yahoo, it's a Friday. So,
absolutely.
How are you?
Very good.
Good.
Look forward to the show tonight.
All right. And one of also our seasoned journalists, Mr. Is it Chief? Because anybody that sees you with this kind of...
I will always remain a mister.
A mister.
I mean,
you don't want
this
to...
chief thing does not sit right with me.
It just really... What was the reason? I'm an Otumba, whatever.
Oh, you're an Otumba, see? Good for you. I'm a pleb. Let me remain a pleb.
So, Jerry, how has it been with you?
Well, it's been an interesting week. I'm glad to be here. And to you, I hope your week has been profitable.
To our viewers, and I'm sure our viewers, again, like I said, they're all looking forward to tomorrow, because tomorrow is always the end of the week. And for all I know, they say they can't wait to get to tomorrow. Now, today we're going to go into many areas as much as possible to educate the electorate, to talk about events that are ongoing in the polity. Is it? I don't know where you want us to start. If we want to start with where's our 16 billion, or why is, where's our 16 billion?
Right.
And I'm happy people are talking about it. A lot of people are showing interest, because here you have a situation about 8 years ago that someone was entrusted with a huge amount of money, frightening amount of money.
It's humongous.
Humongous. That I mean, as we progress, I'm going to get one of you to work it out. What that could have been, for an average Nigerian. Even though we are going to use the 180 million population and see, and you'll be amazed how much you, as a Nigerian, you could have gotten in your pocket if that money is shared. Say, we don't even want light. Just give us this money. And also, we'll be talking about rule of law again. We believe on this panel that is the foundation. It must be there. You cannot do anything without rule of law. And it can also be traced to, if somebody knows that he's going to be in jail forever, he wouldn't even try wanting to steal one kobo, which is a commonwealth, the patrimony of the country. Now, we're also thinking of talking about the elections. Why are so many of our youth? Is it the reaction to our youth are lazy? Is that why many of them want to be?
He never said that, though, because
alluding
to the fact that he said that Nigerian youths are lazy. He never said anything like that.
Okay. Well, when we get there, we will allow you to please deal with that. And also, we also probably we have enough time. We're talking about our legislators, the amount of money they take home, and while we are still, the government is still struggling to pay 18,000 naira as a minimum wage. There's a minimum wage everywhere, but if you translate the minimum wage of 18,000, divide it again, I'm still going to get you to do that calculation. But let's get started.
Okay.
I want to start with restructuring.
Yeah.
What will you say restructuring? What's restructuring to you as we speak? What is restructuring, and why must we restructure?
Great question, Otumba. Great question. Restructuring is one of the top issues that Nigerians are talking about for the past few years. In other words, restructuring the way our country works, restructuring the way the wealth of our country is generated, restructuring the way the wealth is shared out, restructuring things like policing, security, restructuring, things like, contracts and projects and stuff like that.
At what level are we talking about now?
Well, I think Nigerians are talking about this at state level.
At state level.
In other words, the center is too powerful. So we want, the consensus I hear is we want not a weak center, but a center that does only what the center needs to do, i.e. external affairs, defense, immigration, and stuff like that. So the center has no business trying to police Abeokuta, for instance, or trying to police Ilorin or Kaduna, or trying to police Calabar, for instance. It's none of their business. Or working out education policy, education policy for people in Calabar, for instance, or education policy for people in Sokoto, for instance. It does not concern federal government at all. Federal government should focus on what they are, what is necessary,
it's exclusive,
what is exclusive preserved of the federal government, which is things like external affairs, the way we relate to different various countries, the Nigerian border, protecting the Nigerian border, defense, and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's what people are talking about. So decentralization of power.
I'll come back to this restructuring in a minute, because I know how vast it is, and we also realize that if we have chosen to restructure, most of the problems that are now prevailing probably will have gotten rid of them. But then again, for some silly reasons, because some of the politicians have something to hide, or they are making some benefit out of it, they refuse. But what is restructuring to you, Jerry?
To me, restructuring is resetting the button.
Resetting the button, yeah.
Press the button, put it to reset. Go back to the bare basics of what a nation should do. See, what you were talking about, you were talking in terms of confederation, where, you see, but you have forgotten that our people, given that confederation, will abuse it. In as much as I know that issues like external affairs, security, and the territorial integrity of the nation is the prerogative and should be the paramount duty of the central government, it goes without saying that you will take a look at the kind of people you are as a nation first. For me, if I'm given an opportunity to press the button and reset Nigeria, I will, for instance, take away what we know as oil blocks away from individuals. This is a national asset. That national asset should be brought under the command of a national body that will equally distribute this money to the federation. Reset. Let's go back to the 12 original states of Nigeria. That in its way will cut more than half the overhead. We will then be paying just about 12 governors, 12 whatever, and then what we now know as state boundaries will become local government areas.
Jerry, let me interject you there. Jerry, you're talking of how many years do we have the
36 states? I mean, that's 20 years ago. You know,
more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, more than 20 years ago.
For us?
Yeah, but then again, do not also forget that the last 20 years. No, hang on a minute. But you see, yeah, we know that most of the people asking for more states, they know what they're asking for is not. They're asking for unviable things that are not really.
No. When it was first, when it first was 12 states, and they started agitating for states, we were all telling ourselves, it's not
I think
viable.
from 12 we went to 18, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and then from 18 now we
were saying it was not viable. We all were saying it's not viable. And
Jerry,
at the end of
Jerry,
in our lifetime, it became 12
Jerry.
to 18,
As we speak,
18,
there are
36.
many states in the federation that are unable to meet their obligation. Am I right?
Absolutely.
They are. You see, so
Why
it isn't really.
Why are they unable to meet their obligation?
I agree with
They
you.
have a budget.
I agree with Jerry on one matter.
We'll come to that, Tony. We'll come to that because why do they have a budget? Is going to bring me to another area, the abuse in governance. We will come to that, but before we get there,
you did ask me about restructuring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I will come to that. Yeah,
right. Like I was saying, for me, you see, it might sound very naive. Somebody out there might say, "What is he talking about?" But you see, reality is staring us in the face.
So you are saying we should have more states?
Less. We should go back to the.
Oh, I see. We should have less.
We should have less states.
Yeah.
That's a point of our divergence. The one point I agree with you on is the issue of oil wells. It's a major fraud. insane.
For you to give
Criminally,
to give Jerry Crensil an oil block.
Criminally insane. No Nigerian should have an oil block to himself. How did he earn? How did he earn that? How did he put? I'll just finish, sir. How did he purchase that? How did he earn that? That is one of the major frauds in Nigeria that Nigerians, and we beg of you, share this video with all your friends. And we want everybody to be involved in this conversation. We want 100 million Nigerians to be involved in this conversation, because we're talking about a major fraud that's been perpetrated in our country for over 50 years. There is no way a human being, one man, should be entitled to an oil well. That's insane. That's stupid.
He's a Nigerian with two heads.
Right. And this one of the things is, this 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 10 cabals or Nigerians that have this oil, has access to this oil, they can sell it overnight for $50 billion.
You know the annoying part, Otumba?
Exactly.
Otumba, do you know the annoying part?
Yes, gone.
Anybody who knows Nigeria, the oil wells are in the southern part of the country. The people who are actually holding the reign of this allocation are from the north. And then you tell Nigerians not to be tribalistic. You cannot do that and expect people not to get agitated, get angry.
We can't go there without having facts or figures. It's sufficient for me that individuals are holding, whether they're from the north or the south or the east or west, it doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that this is
allocated.
I'll just one moment, sir.
Yeah,
one moment.
Okay, go ahead.
What matters to me
come back
is
to you in a minute.
that this is an asset that belongs to 180 million
it should never be in the hand of about 20 people. Is that what you're saying?
It should never, under any circumstances,
is it not the same thing in America or in Canada or whatever?
No, sir, it's not the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, we're trying to let
this is private land. In America, they have people have oil blocks and all that. Private land, discovered oil, harvest it. Good luck to you. But that's not the case with our country.
But they pay loads and loads of taxes.
They pay lots and lots of taxes for it, and so on. They're accountable and all kinds of stuff. But here we have a handful of.
Who has the block in the North Sea oil?
We have a handful of men and women, control the national asset, and that's totally wrong.
Is that criminal?
It is criminal.
It is criminal.
Okay.
It is criminal.
Now,
in every sense of the word.
Yeah, my take on this, on restructuring.
Yeah.
Restructuring means for me to put right those things or many other things that has not been working for us. Let's take, for example, education.
Yes.
When you look at the educational sector, the amount of money that are being put to support education is also another act of criminality, because you cannot. If you want to develop a country, if you want a country to be developed, you must put most of your assets, most of your resources into education. We now have majority of our youngsters, young boys, girls, between the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, they're supposed to be at school. They are running after hawking on the bridge, on the high roads and high street and so on.
Yes.
We don't see anything wrong there. But you see, these are blames we cannot only leave with the politicians. The elites, the so-called educated Nigerians, have also failed the people.
Yeah.
But now I also promise that we're going to talk about rule of law. Again, I know we discussed this before last time, but I just want to quickly touch it again. Jerry, what is rule of law to you? How do you want to tell our viewers this is rule of law? This man always talk about rule of law.
To me,
rule of law, first and foremost, I'm going to break it down to the barest basic. It is respect the law of the land.
Is it a mechanism? Is it something?
It's a mechanism that's already been put into place.
Do we have one Nigeria?
We're supposed to have. We are supposed to have.
Oh, we are supposed to. Okay.
Because when you put something in place and nobody has respect for it, the people who are actually tasked with implementing it are abusing it.
Example.
Let's look at the law enforcement agents we have in the country. I have seen a police vehicle with a police officer, right? Top-ranking police officer sitting at the back, going against the traffic.
Wrong way.
And nobody sees anything.
I have seen that also.
I'm bringing it down to the barest minimum, something that everybody on the street can understand. But how many times have you seen a policeman in this place where we are living, right, going to work, right, on the train when it's on duty and it's in uniform?
But it's not only our police that do that. Most of the military personnel also
the
they do that in Nigeria.
personnel who are supposed to be confined to the barracks because we are in a democracy. They're out on the street abusing the very people they are supposed to be protecting.
There are different forms of abuse. I've seen many fighting.
Them among themselves.
Right.
As if that's not bad
Jerry.
enough. The politician
Yeah.
who has been given a job to do, who is the gate man for the people. What he's done is that it's like you go on a safari and then you know you're going to sleep in the night. You know there are lions roaming around. And then you put a gate man there, and the gate man is the one that opens the door for the lion to come in and
Okay.
eat.
You're going to be a meat, okay. I also want to ask you, what is rule of law to you?
Well, Otuba, it's a good question, and it's very simple. And rule of law to me simply means this: there are rules and there are laws
And regulation.
and regulations, and rules must mean something.
Yeah.
Example.
Okay, laws must mean something. It's either we have laws or we do not. And so we're a bunch of an animal farm, all right, or a bunch of orangutans and animals in some forest of some sort, and we're lawless. So rules must
You
mean
mean
something.
lawlessness is also part of our problem?
Absolutely, because you know,
Is it part of our problem?
I'm asking. I mean, you can.
It's the bane
It's
of
one of
society.
yeah. Okay.
and there is no greater responsibility that our leaders have. When I say our leaders now, I talk about both the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature, our lawmakers. There's no greater responsibility than to promote the concept that laws are there for a purpose. And whether you're high or mighty or big man or small man or in between, all that nonsense, laws are laws.
This one question
and
for
you need
two.
to follow the law.
Thank you, Tony. This question for two of you. We've been through this many times, and like I said, I'm known to be repeater of rule of law.
Yes.
And most of the fora I've gone, I say, look, we are wasting time. We are just creating job for the media. We are marking time because we are not dealing with the issue.
Yeah.
The main cause, the main bane of our problem,
rule
which
of
is
law.
rule of law that is not in
Yes,
place.
yes.
How do we get rule of law in place? Because we know,
Yes.
you just describe it to your own best way of
Yes.
understanding of rule of law.
Yes.
He just did. But how do we get rule of law working in Nigeria?
my father
Let me
taught
start
me.
with you, Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. How
My
do we
father
get rule of
taught
law?
me- my father taught me, said, son, obey the law, or else you're going to get in trouble. Number one. And he said, if you don't like the law, run for parliament and go become a legislator. That's what my father taught me as a young man. And now we have our leaders who are supposed to set the example doing exactly the opposite. But how do we enforce that? We enforce
Thank
it
you, yeah.
through what I call civil disobedience. At the bottom line,
Civil disobedience. At
Civil
what point should we
disobedience.
go for the civil? It's as good as going for revolution. Is that what you're saying?
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed, because you know, if you have a bunch of people whom you have delegated authority to and power, and instead of doing what they're supposed to do, and they now use the instruments of power to subjugate, and to humiliate, and to rob,
Their
and
own
to
people.
steal from their own people, then their people have no choice than to engage in civil disobedience. And civil disobedience simply means going on the streets
Yeah.
and protesting.
How
That is the only recourse they have.
Jerry, how can we go on this? How do you put that? Because it involves a lot of organization. It involves a lot of not only manpower. You
Yes.
must have leadership
Yes.
to enforce that kind of thing, to bring that kind of thing to bear. You see here, you see people protesting here. You see the labor leader right in front.
Yes.
You see dignitaries, people of high whatever, being part of a movement here.
Yes.
They're always in front. They're not at the
Yes.
back.
Yes.
But we don't. Do we have that in Nigeria? Will Wole Soyinka want to be at the front of any
we
demonstration,
we don't have that in Nigeria in the sense that
or any of the professors of the universities or people?
even the people who are supposed to be the mouthpiece of the people agitating for these people
No.
don't really believe in the cause
of rule of law.
of the rule of law.
Why?
They don't believe in the, because if you really believe that there has to be a change,
Yes.
you'll be ready to sacrifice your life for your nation. Ask not what your nation can do for you, but what you can do
For your nation.
for your nation.
JFK.
JFK.
Yeah.
Very succinct.
Yeah.
When you look at the people, you see, I think we touched on this briefly the other time.
Yeah.
My generation and your generation, right? We have done the Nigerian country, the Nigerian nation, the Nigerian youth a disservice.
I cannot agree more. Yeah.
Because it is
do
our
you agree?
generation
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
that has pillaged, robbed, and raped our nation. We, like I use the word again, we bastardize our people. We have browbeaten our people to the point where the people cannot actually even stand up for themselves. Let's take for instance, the policeman will go out there today and then they will tell him shoot, and he will shoot his own people. He has also forgotten that the day he retires,
Yes.
he becomes a civilian.
Yeah. Like all this.
And then they say, that, like the military will say, oh, bloody civilian.
Yeah.
Who the hell do you think you are talking to Nigerians who are paying your salary and calling them bloody civilian?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Which we do every time.
Yes. Yes.
The leaders don't believe in the cause.
Yeah.
So how can you leave and lead the people when you don't believe in the cause?
My
I have a slightly different
Okay.
take to
Please.
that.
Yeah.
It is true that yes, some of our leaders may not, but the nature of democracy, you know, at its best, is the citizens being engaged.
Yes.
Once the citizens become engaged, they begin to meet at the market square. They begin to have conversations. They begin to have robust debates. They begin to ask the critical questions. Why? And the next thing, the people begin to march, we begin to mobilize, and so on and so forth. So you've got to start somewhere. We can't say, that's what the divergence. We cannot say that we're determined. There's no hope. I believe strongly that there's a future for Nigeria.
Tony,
And Nigerians are one of the most dynamic of people.
Yes.
Because I've seen them all over the world,
Speaking
Otumba.
Tony,
I've seen them all over the world.
I know, Tony. I agree. I agree. But the problem I'm having with both of you is still not telling me how do we get there, because he's saying, hang on, let me finish. He's saying we can engage the people, the ordinary people, because they as a matter of fact, they are the power.
Yes.
Because you cannot get to power without
know
going
they
through them.
don't know they have the
Exactly.
power.
But
They don't know.
you now give the power to these politicians, most of them rent-seeking ones, and when they get to power, they use the power to themselves.
Yes.
Even the worst of the one of the worst political thinker, Prince of Italy,
Yes.
who said Machiavelli or something.
Machiavelli.
Use any method to get to power, but
Yes.
once you get to power, what do?
Yes.
Use the power to serve the people. We
Yeah.
don't have that. People will get to power any possible means. They will kill, maim, and whatever.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make here is, we still don't have electorates that educated ones. They still don't know
Yes.
that the power in their hands.
I accept that.
you
And that
know,
is the purpose.
And how do you engage a hungry
that is
and
the
hungry
ultimate-
worry man
that is the
who is hungry?
purpose. That is the purpose of this program.
I
and
agree with
several
that.
other programs.
That's the question. Now,
Educating, you know, just 1 second.
I
sir.
have something.
Educating.
I'll come back to you in a
1 second,
minute,
sir.
yeah.
Educating our viewers and encouraging our viewers to engage. Ask us questions. Send your questions. Send your comments. We get clarification, and then bring your friends and your family, your
And
brother,
share
your
this,
sister,
you know,
Share this
your
program.
village.
Share this
Share the
program.
program with everybody.
Yes.
And let's start talking about it, because we are all in this together. Whether you live in London or you live in Lagos or you live in Canada or wherever, or Afghanistan, you're Nigerian. We're all in this together.
Exactly.
And together, as we begin to come together and discuss and debate and deliberate and share ideas, we are going to come up with a solution. The challenge we have, and the reason why I believe we're where we are, is because we as a people have not engaged mentally.
Yes.
How
do we engage? How do we engage our people? Because
I
our
have a
people.
message. I have a message.
Yeah, hang on a minute. How do we engage our people? Our people, like I said again, loads and loads of people are hungry on the high street of Edo, Jos, Plateau, different places in Nigeria, you know, you're even in Ogun State. You know, people are extremely poor. So their preoccupation, their immediate consideration is how do they feed their children, or how do they, you know, solve basic needs. So if you now call, and then we got stuck with the problem of culture. Yeah. Don't go. I mean, I'm not part of it. Don't even try. Yes. Because truly and honestly, if your sons, your cousin, your niece, or your nephews try to dare go there, they got shot. That's, you know, he's on his own. It's the family that suffer. Okay. So how do we address this problem of getting our people because we know the more we can get these people to start asking questions, to start daring this and say, you cannot do that. You cannot be taking 18 million, 30 million every month, and we are not getting paid. Or you can see governors marrying their own children to other governors or other multi-billionaires, and the people of the state are not paid salaries. How do you get, and please tell their viewers, how do we get people to be part of this vanguard?
Nigerian youths, I have a job for you. I also have a question to ask you. Have you registered to vote? If you haven't registered to vote, go get yourself registered to vote. You're sitting down there every day. You're criticizing the government that is in power, or the people you claim you have elected and put in place to work for you. Do you belong to any political party? Do you carry a card? How do you get engaged? You don't need terrible education to get engaged. When was the last time you went to a ward meeting? Do you know your local government chairman? Do you even know where they hold these meetings? It is only when our youth do things like that. Yes. You see, you might think that your contribution at the grassroots level today does not mean anything. But when they see you every time there's a meeting, you go there, you make your point, you tell them what they're doing is wrong. Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to listen to you. You will rise.
That's correct. I will balance your message by encouraging them to go get that card, get involved, join a local party of your choice, okay? And then attend those meetings, speak out, and then bring your friends. Take your friends with you, take your brother, take your sisters with you.
From different groups?
From different groups. From your village group, from your streets group, from your area group. Become involved. That is how democracy works. And that is how we're going to win. Because if every street in Lagos, okay? If every street in Lagos forms a little group whereby they come together and begin to discuss the issues concerning our city, Where in Kaduna, in Calabar, in Ilorin, in Sokoto, everywhere, I promise you, in 5 years or so, Nigeria will transform.
I believe so. And
we just need to get the people to get engaged,
my friends,
form little groups.
I agree with you guys. I agree with you. And also it needs to be said to our people. You send a message to them. Yes. Also, this needs to be said to them. You happen not to understand that the power of the Senate President, the power of the presidency, the governor, and all this is your power. Exactly. You have the power. Exactly. You should choose what you want. And also people need to be told that all this, they don't come cheap. Yes. You see, democracy. Yes. It's a lot of what we like, and you said it right, that part of our job here is to educate the public, to get everybody to be part of this kind of a program, share with everybody, discuss it with everybody, go to town hall meetings and so on and so forth.
Don't take that vegetable oil.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Don't take that Ankara. Yeah. Don't take that 5,000 or 2,000
because
to give
you
to
take it, you suffer for 4 years.
So next 4 years.
Let's make progress. We're talking about the disadvantage and advantage of going to register to vote. Yes. Because here we are, the way things are looking, the way things are going, looks to me like 2019 is just not going to be a walkover kind of a thing. What do you think? What do you think?
Certainly not.
What do you think is going to happen?
You see,
are we going to have another third, fourth, or fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4 different strong political parties, or is it going to be the regular PDP?
It is still going to be the regular, what do you call it, big boys. It's going to be a bit of a business as usual. If currently, as of the last time I checked, Nigeria has 68 registered political parties. What are we doing with 68 political parties when just take 20 of that 68, turn them into 2 blocks of 10 people, 10 parties.
Yes.
You will move something. You see, the good thing is that we haven't, because I think there was an amendment which allows for people to run as independent candidates. It was just recently amended. I think the Senate gave people the carte blanche to run as independent candidates. That again is going to change the political landscape. These people might not come in and become presidents or governors, but they are under the tree, they are shaking the tree.
Yeah.
And when they shake the tree, something is bound to fall down.
Yeah, exactly.
And when these things start falling down, and people are seeing that where things are falling down, maybe it will ginger, you know, and it becomes a form of enlightenment to our people, for them to wake up for their slumber. Nelson Mandela said something. Until the Western world starts respecting Nigeria, they will never ever respect any black man.
Yeah, because we are giants. We are giants of. But
we as a country don't know how powerful we are.
Yeah, but again, like Tony alluded to, issue of the power we have. You know why it's not being used properly is because the people are still not involved.
They're not engaged.
You cannot just go to Germany tomorrow and just start because you become the chancellor and then messing. Now, gentlemen, we're going to go to another area, which I have no doubt in my mind is very current. It's mind-boggling. It's worrying everybody, and a lot of people do not understand the gravity, the amount of what we are dealing here with. It's now been established that we, many years back, we have a government of a political party that has access to a huge amount of money. To be precise, I mean the figure is well known to everybody. It's in the public domain. 16 billion. 16 billion. Before I ask Jerry, I'm going to come to you first. What can you do with 16 billion?
Unbelievable stuff.
But if you,
unbelievable stuff.
If you were to be put in charge of spending 16 billion to provide, which is we're talking
it's
of
for one sector.
Yeah, for one sector, which is power sector.
Yes.
And as we speak, epileptically, you still have problem with
more than epileptic.
You understand me? We still have problems. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So now, what do you think we should be talking about here?
To answer
what do we do? What do we do about this problem?
I mean, the question you asked me, what would I do with 16 billion? Is really not for me. It's for you, our viewers, the Nigerian citizens, the 180 million of you. What would you do with 16 billion of your money that has gone into private pockets and nobody went to jail? Nobody got arrested.
Sorry, we keep saying 16 billion naira or
16 billion US.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure that
16
our viewers know what
US dollars.
16 billion
I'll tell you something.
US.
16 billion US.
That's going to be in trillions.
Ask the questions. You are watching us live. If you're watching us live, if you're not sharing, ask questions. I'm looking at the monitor here. I want you to ask questions so that we can answer those questions.
People are saying the program is good, but we want questions. We want you to participate. We want you to be part of the program. Yeah, because like it's your program.
And the issue of the 16 billion that you were talking about, we did the calculation earlier on.
Yes.
I want Jerry to do that for us. What is the result of?
Listen. I am an ordinary man. I'm not a political man. I'm not a politician. I'm not even a mathematician. Right? I'm pretty sure if you string and give me the budget of that 16 billion, I probably will die first, go to heaven, come back, and then die again. But
return ticket will have been paid.
At 16 billion,
right?
Yes. If you
please add the dollar so do we know what we're talking.
Right? That's about nine zeros after the 16.
Yes.
And we are purported to be about 180.
That's the figure we are giving.
Million Nigerians. If you divide 16 billion by 180, you will get
180 million.
88888.
Hello, of million what? Naira or no? Sorry, you're still in
million
dollars.
That is what is due to every Nigerian every Nigerian will get $88.8 million.
No wonder there was a time when the is it the 6th Congress? I mean, Nigeria. There was a deputy speaker insisted that they need to probe this sector, and that particular guy ran into trouble. Do you remember? Do you remember that?
Yes, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I see. The thing is, we agreed the last time we were talking that corruption is big.
Yeah.
Corruption is hydra-headed.
Yes.
Corruption is powerful.
Yeah.
Corruption is very, very rich.
Yeah.
And corruption flies dirty.
Yeah.
They will push back.
Yeah.
And when they push back, they have an arsenal of deadly weapons that they can use to fight you.
Yes.
And they'll fight you to a standstill.
Yes.
I see no reason why a government will allocate $16 billion to a particular sector, one sector of our economy, one sector of our nation, and nothing tangible has come out of it. And the people who perpetrated this humongous, atrocious
atrocities
are still running free. And they have the gall, they have the audacity, right? They disrespect Nigerians to that point where they are still opening their mouth to talk.
To want to be in charge, because
in politics.
But don't forget that some of these people we are talking about, as far as they are concerned, Nigeria is their second play ball, whatever. Is a, they are the power, calling the shots. They want to do whatever they want to do. Now, again, we are talking about the electorates. Let's go back again. If it is educated, informed electorates, do you think things like this can happen?
Absolutely.
The moment
not.
they hear the story,
Absolutely not.
they should be where they should be outside.
I should think that
asking questions, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like Tony said, even just give them 1 million.
Yeah.
And now like you said, rightly said, promise all Nigerians, 180 million Nigerians, that you're going to put $1 million in their account each.
Yes.
That they will sign a contract not to leave Nigeria for the next.
Oh, I see. Because I wanted to say otherwise we are going to have 180 million countries. So.
Yeah, we will sign a contract not to leave Nigeria for the next 5-10 years. You will go to work, you will work.
Yes.
Right? You don't get that money until 10 years after.
Yes.
But you will get something, the interest being put into your account.
Yeah.
And then turn around tomorrow and say that you want to take that money out of the account. They will tear the country to pieces. Not to come and talk of 88 million.
88 million.
That is taken away from each Nigerian.
Yes.
And people are not talking.
I know, but I just hope present or subsequent government we're looking forward to how, we don't know which one is going to be. We'll have to, they will have to deal with this, because this is just not an ordinary.
Absolutely.
This is just not an ordinary then say kind of a thing. The record is there. People are now saying it's just like people are now saying, why now? Some people will say why now, but then it's never too late.
Never too late.
You have 6 years to make a claim in this country. You know that, yeah?
Oh, not just 6 years. A crime committed in England 50 years ago.
It has a time.
50. No. Crime has no time limit.
No, there's no time limit.
A crime against has no limit. But a contract between individuals has a limit. But crime has no limit. I've seen a 50-year-old crime.
That's the younger. I mean, there was a case. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tony. There was a case of a man who he turned 90 something in Australia, and he was involved. Yeah, he was involved in the criminality since 1940 something, and he was brought back there. Yeah, but we are not getting there yet. We don't want to get there because there are still a handful of among us who believe that they are doing what they want to do. They can get away with murder and so on. Now let's touch another area that is worrying me as a person. Maybe because I'm too old to become a legislator or whatever. Legislators, Jerry, legislators in America, when you look at the amount of work they do and the amount of money they take home compared to what amount of work our legislators do not do and earning 2 or 4 times the salary of an American legislator. What is going on? Is this still part of...
And I think I'd like to correct you that they're earning more than the American or British legislators. The most powerful person in the world today is the American president.
Yes, sir.
A senator in my own country, which is a developing nation, earns more money
And the,
than the president of America.
Is it because our senators are very hardworking people? They working
Oh
hard?
yes, they're very, very hardworking by lying down on their beds and doing nothing.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know about that, but I know that most of the
How
time they're
can
always in the
you-
House of Senate,
In a country
legislating.
where you can't even afford to pay the minimum wage of 18,000
18,000 naira.
naira, which is like $32. It's $32.
Oh, the 80,000 that you've converted.
It's
Oh,
$32, right? That will not even fill the tank of somebody's car. Is what you're paying my people in a month, and you still even can't afford to pay that.
Yeah.
And then you pay yourself one allowance of 1 point something million a month.
The truth of the matter is that, you know, on the next show, we need to bring the people a full breakdown
I'm bringing it. I will look for the figure.
of what
I'll look for the
our
figure.
legislators earn every month.
Yes, I'll look for the
Because the money is sickening. There's no other way to describe it. It is sickening.
It is sickening.
It is sickening. And it is theft. It is broad, it is what we call white label theft.
but when you say that, do not forget that this physical commission or body that, I mean, that regulates the salary of everybody, the salary of the president,
Yes.
vice president, and the senator, and so on. So,
Yes,
who do you blame for that? Is it?
It's still part of what you're talking. There's no law.
Yeah.
Oh, I see,
Nobody,
okay.
we have no, the so-called legislators, and they have no respect for our people. They have no respect for themselves.
Because
They have no respect for the Constitution.
because our people will not stone them.
We'll be talking about. I mean, I
That is
don't mind.
It's that,
Yeah, I don't
That
mind
is
next
agree with you.
program.
Those
We're going to
things cannot,
dedicate.
those
Yeah.
things cannot
Well,
happen.
we need to.
Have you seen our
We
people
need
go
to.
to
Wait,
these
no,
same
no, no, no.
people who
No.
Twale Baba.
Hang on a minute,
Exactly.
Jerry. I'm not going to
do
use that word that we need to be stoned. But I'll tell you something. I think what we should be discussing is next program. I want us to dedicate most of the, maybe half of the time,
Yes.
to our people to keep educating them. What should you do? They should realize that they don't need even to throw stones.
Yes.
All they need to do is use that. See, yellow is the color of
PVC
yellow.
card?
The PVC.
PVC
You
card.
know, we should be teaching them.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
take
because
anything
if
from them.
they want to stone, they will run away.
Yeah.
And then if the people are tired, not seeing anybody to stone, unlike in Palestine, you know, people use stones to even fight tanks.
Yes.
And
Because they believe in their cause.
Yes,
They
but,
believe in their
but
country.
like I said, we have a situation in Ekiti that if a bag of rice, what's the type of jollof rice? No, sorry, the tomato thing is put on it with a keg of oil.
See,
and
Derica,
for Derica.
Derica, one
And
oil,
then,
they will
and
give
on top of it, it's 200 naira or 400
200 naira, they give you
whatever,
one
you know. So
Ankara,
that should
and how
feed
much is Ankara,
you
and
know.
then they give you
So
one
and
all half dead
I
chicken.
think what we should be doing is to educate our people.
Yes.
They don't need to throw things.
Yes.
We see once they are aware, they are fully
Yes.
informed
Yes.
that, oh really? So this yellow card
Yes.
can do so much.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
So we can vote in and out government we don't like.
I have somebody here who is the one Adebimpe Ekundayo.
Yeah.
She says, we could start with building affordable houses, free or affordable health centers, provide employment for the people, either by building factories, employing more policemen, fixing all bad roads, and both local and federal, providing solar power electricity for all houses while sorting out PHC, fix and bring all schools up to date, provide safe and effective public transport, ensure everyone is being paid the minimum wage. Let's start with this first. Yes, that was from Adebimpe
Thank
Ekundayo.
you very much. Thank you,
Mrs. Adebimpe
Mrs. Adebimpe.
Ekundayo.
Thank you very much for coming back to us and bringing this contribution. We appreciate that, and that is what we have been saying.
That's what we ask.
Because the amount
You
of
see,
money,
the irony of the whole thing is that like, this lady lives here in the UK.
you see,
And then we have people who are in Nigeria who are actually on the firing line. Some of them are watching. Expect you to
yes,
ask those
and also I want to say to our viewers, mostly who are domiciled in the UK
In the
here,
UK.
you can do one thing. And I was at a town hall meeting sometimes, and some of the people in America are now using the power of the money that have been remitted home. They're now tied to, you must go and register.
Yes.
you know, it's tied to that remittance is tied to register. If you don't register and prove that you have registered, because that's the first stage, go and register and show me that yellow card.
Yes.
So otherwise, the next $100 I send every will not come.
not come.
And a lot of people are hit
I
it.
think that's good.
Yeah.
I think you should break it down. Break it down, please. Please break it down, because I don't think, because initially when you were saying it, I didn't get it.
Yes.
Please break it down.
I'm saying this, like I said, I don't support throwing stones. We can do what we can throw our yellow card. It's nothing. It's not going to hurt
PVC
anybody.
card.
But it can damage. It can kill them. In fact, it's more powerful than bullets.
Yes.
So some people are now saying that isn't it high time to tell our people at home, we labor, we go to do 2 or 3, 4 jobs.
Yes.
And
To
then we
work
send
hard.
money to work hard to send money home.
Yes.
And then when you get the money, you still stupidly go and collect, you know, disgrace
from somebody.
or somebody.
Yes.
That's not going to happen anymore.
Yes.
Do not do that. Do not disgrace our family.
Yes.
Even now, the money that we send home regularly is going to be tied.
Yes.
If you don't show me
If you don't show me your yellow
PVC,
card
your
to
yellow
say
card,
that
know,
you have registered,
Yes.
I will not send you any money anymore.
and
Yes.
also it doesn't stop there.
Yes.
So when we're now getting closer to election,
Yes.
people in Europe are now saying, I prefer political party A or B or C.
No,
We
no,
will-
no,
no. Don't want, listen.
I
We are not
disagree.
here. We are not yet. We are not there yet.
Yes.
You see, because we're having a situation that our people will be talking about. They're showing incapability. I mean, they're just like they cannot take decision.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
If you want to take loan in this country, there are set of terms and conditions. Am I right?
Yes.
You know, and you have to follow that. So I mean, it's also in support of that.
You attach a condition.
Yes, that's a condition, and say, oh yeah, I mean, or don't take.
I don't
mean,
think.
it's a good
What do you think?
Yeah,
What do you think?
it's a good idea. Definitely, getting your family, doing whatever you can to get your family
You can see
or
this-
get
yeah,
their-
yeah.
to get their PVC card and to participate in the whole election
What
process.
he's
Because
now
we don't
saying
have
is
votes.
that
We don't-
he's
we-
now asking that the apron string is pulled in such a way that you should vote for a particular party. I don't buy
Well,
that.
not
No, well,
necessarily.
not everybody is good, but I'm saying to you, and I want to believe that if I now see that it's still the same wine that they are trying to rebut to them,
Yes.
I would say, Shegun, please, it's the same people. They are coming back again, though.
Yes.
So for
Yes.
me, I'm looking at wanting to try another set of whatever. Let's try them.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And who knows, that might pay off, because as I've said,
Yeah.
educating our people to understand what they need to do,
Yeah, well,
like you
Otumba,
said.
let me just say
Yeah.
this. Getting your PVC card is just the beginning, Nigerians.
Exactly. It's the first.
It's
That's what I
just
said. Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
To transform our country, to bring major surgical change to our country, we need to begin to organize ourselves at street level.
Yes.
That's what I said.
And it's over.
We need
And
to
it's overdue,
If you
isn't
call
it?
it grassroots, it's a nice, wonderful
Okay,
word.
okay.
We may not get
Street
it.
level.
Street level. We need to begin to organize ourselves at street level. Pull your neighbors along. Pull your friends, your family, everybody. If you don't get involved in the governance of our country by holding the feet of our elected leaders,
To the fire.
holding their feet to the fire, nothing is going to
To happen.
change.
Yes. That-
Nothing's going to change.
That's the message.
We
And-
need to all get involved. That's what we said. Please share this program with all your friends
Yes.
and family. Let every single Nigerian get a hold of it. Everybody has a smartphone now. The bus driver, the
cost
cleaner,
anything.
everybody. Share it with everybody. Let's get our people mobilized at street level and let everybody get involved, because now our country, bottom line,
Yeah,
and now the only country where we'll get 9 videos.
Which takes me to something this lady said here. Free or affordable health centers providing. You know what pisses me off? It's like there's something about African leaders.
Yes.
Or African, no, we don't call them leaders anymore, because these people are morons. They are rulers.
Yeah.
But you need to be a moron to be able to be an African leader. Have you?
No.
I think it's one of the.
Okay,
It's one of the qualifications they have.
You know where I'm going with this. Look at it from this angle. I'm going to step out of Nigeria.
Yeah.
There was a president in the West African country that was in the country for 38 years. He got sick. They got him on a plane. They were flying him to France. He died on the plane. His son has taken over, and the son has been there for almost 15 years.
Oh, yes.
They've not built any viable hospital. The president of my country, before Jonathan stepped into office, died abroad in a foreign hospital because we don't have the proper health facilities in Nigeria. Actually, he is the #1 Yoruba citizen.
Yes.
The Oni of Ife.
Yes.
Like in Yoruba land, they say Ori Adeokin Suta, which in essence means that nothing, as long as you are a monarch,
Yes.
you will always come home. Nothing will happen to you out there.
Yes.
But
He
that-
died abroad.
Yes.
That's a very old proverb. The proverb doesn't
I'm
count
trying
any.
for you guys to see.
Yeah, I understand.
Now, my president, my current sitting president,
Yes.
spent months here.
Yes.
Thereby
But he was not feeling well.
Wait. Let me finish.
He was not feeling well.
He spent months here.
Yes.
Thereby giving his political opponents enough ammunition to load the gun and shoot at him.
Yes.
And he had no recourse.
Yes.
When Nelson Mandela was ill in South Africa, they never took him out of South Africa.
Yes.
They did everything for him in South Africa. When he
Yes.
got to that palliative stage where they needed to be, and he died in South Africa.
Yes.
What is stopping my people
Yes.
in Nigeria, my president,
Yeah.
right, my governors,
Yes.
if all state governors were to build one state-of-the-art teaching hospitals
Yes.
in the state capitals of the federation,
Yes.
we will have 36
Yes.
centers
Well,
of excellence.
Yes. The larger question there is a hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of our leaders who feel clearly that the hospitals in Nigeria are not good enough for
So
themselves.
they come abroad.
So they go abroad because they can afford to. They are holding the national purse. Now, the ordinary Nigerians who cannot afford to do that, what happens to them? Are you more important than they are? Is your life more precious than the life of these citizens?
Gentlemen,
You know, that's a big fraud.
yes, this we are talking of a problem of not last week.
I know.
This has been on for minimum.
Yes.
Just think about the number of years you and I can recollect.
Yes.
50. It's
Yes.
going to be 59 years.
Yes.
Yeah, things like this have been going on.
Yes.
And again, it takes me back to the citizens. The citizens.
Yes.
How much are they engaged
Yes.
in fighting this
Yes.
kind of terrible things going on?
Yes.
Now, finally, we're going to go on talk about Nigerian workers. It's probably going to be a repetition, tautology of all what we said, because here we have Nigerian workers who has not been receiving 18,000 naira regularly, now asking for 66, or how much are they asking for now?
Right.
56,000?
Right.
Now,
You can dream.
yeah.
You
But
can
I
dream.
would have thought,
You
I would
are
have
allowed
thought
to dream.
an educated, a well-informed workers' union leader should be asking for benefits.
Yes. Yes.
Am I making?
You
Yeah,
pad it. You pad it.
yeah. Am I
When
making
you
sense?
see, you're making sense
Yeah.
because when you pad it,
Yeah.
right, I can still receive that for 18,000.
Oh, yes,
By
but-
the time you put other things in place, I'll get to that 66.
Yes.
Now
You
what
might not
you-
even need to touch the because traveling allowance, housing benefits,
Yes.
that benefit, child care, whatever, everything. The
Yes.
30,000 will just be in your pocket.
Yes.
But here we have a situation, and this is the point: the idiocracy, the level of don't know what we are doing, is like everywhere, spreaded everywhere.
Yeah.
And those who know what we're supposed to be doing refuse not to get involved.
Yes.
I know why
That
they're
is
doing
why
that,
this program
because they
is put in
enjoy.
place.
Yeah, we will
for
continue.
us to tell you.
Yes, we will continue to do so. And because for an average politician or elite, he's enjoying that kind of a status quo that he doesn't care whether his driver sent his children to school or not. Yes, go on. Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
how do you defend a man who is living in a government-built accommodation
Right.
and you are still giving him housing allowance?
Insane, isn't it?
Are you
Absolutely.
referring to some of the legislators?
course.
Oh, okay. I just want our
They
viewers to know.
live in
You understand me?
government houses
Yes.
and they're getting paid.
Yes.
Housing allowance.
Housing allowance.
But I
For
think they,
what?
they get more. Remind me of what other thing they get something. What do?
Security
What do you call-
allowance.
Wardrobe allowance.
Oh,
Wardrobe
okay.
allowance,
Okay.
and so on and so forth.
For what?
I mean, these are questions for you, our viewers, and that's why we say to you, share this program with all your friends and family. Every
On
single
Facebook,
Nigerian
on Twitter, Instagram, you
must know about
Yeah.
this, because these are questions and conversations that are not taking place in Nigeria because people are too afraid to ask these
They
questions
would not, and,
or to
and
talk
as a matter
about
of
it.
fact, they would not
Yes.
discuss it. You know why?
You get
They
the
would not
security-
discuss it.
You get a security detail,
Yeah.
right? And you still get security allowance.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the security detail you have
Yeah.
are our Nigerian police officers who are being paid by the state.
Yes.
And then they will still give you money.
Yes.
And then that policeman will come, and then you will use him
Yes.
as your houseboy.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, but you see,
sickening.
and that's why that takes me finally now to the question I've always asked. Any fora, anywhere I go, I've always asked this question: are we really
Are we with it?
NORMAL? Normal? Are we, because what we do to ourselves, sometimes we cannot imagine.
Yes.
That you know that somebody is out there, have not eaten the last couple of days, is struggling to have a 010 whatever,
Or
and we
100. No,
and
it's
we
there's never 100. It's either 010 or 001.
Exactly.
and we see not ashamed
Yes.
that we are leaving our own people
Yes.
in permanent poverty.
I think the message that viewers must take away from today's conversation, and indeed all the conversation, is that the reason why our country is in the mess in which it is because we as a people have not mobilized ourselves
I agree with
at
you.
street level to protest against the injustices in our country. Because if we begin to protest, if we begin to mobilize at street level, at village level, at town level, it crystallizes, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And our elected leaders can no longer ignore it. But if we keep quiet, everybody stay in their house, stay in their own corner, and all that nobody's talking about, you're not trying to come together, then nothing happens. It perpetuates itself.
That's why I was saying the other time.
Sorry,
that's why I
Jerry.
want
We're
to
coming
share this.
towards the end of the program because I have an announcement to make. There's going to be a special guest on this program tomorrow, 12 o'clock. He's one of the
Presidential aspirants.
Presidential aspirants.
he wants to be president. We're going to have many of them coming.
Oh,
But
yes.
this one tomorrow is going to be one of them.
Yes.
And if you have time, or pre-record it or whatever, and if you don't, we're going to share this when we finish the recording tomorrow. Anytime from 11
no,
o'clock.
we are not
I mean, 12
normals.
o'clock in the morning.
No, we are not normal,
Oh,
sir.
sorry. You see, that person picked that up.
No, we are not normal.
Because I was trying to spell it. I don't want to
Leader,
be.
he said leaders in capital. Leaders are the people. We are not normal.
Oh, I mean, I was trying to spell it just to
Right,
be on the
right.
safe.
That's a contributor, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank
So
you very
tomorrow,
much.
we're going to have this one of these gentlemen who I have no doubt in my mind that they can do more, because we'll be putting pertinent, very close questions. We'll be asking him questions. Why does he want to be the president of Nigeria come 2019? What are his qualifications and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Not the qualification we're talking about now. It's not the
It's not the
the academic ones.
academic
No, we'll be asking him questions, and if you like to join us tomorrow, 12 o'clock on Heritage TV. Again, like we said, please share this program here. So please share this program with your friends and family, and make sure those who did not watch it, send it to them. And also go on YouTube and make sure everybody is part of this program. We'll be coming your way again. This program is going to be twice a week, and I hope I'll be with my friends here who so far has been very supportive of this program. I want to thank you, Tony,
Thank you,
for coming again on this program,
Thank you.
Nigeria Decide 2019. And hopefully we're going to meet again.
Yes,
Jerry, I'm very grateful. I
pleasure.
appreciate your contribution. And folks, I think that's where we're going to draw the curtain and look forward to seeing you again.
Yes.
Good night.
Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Many years after independence, we still find it hard to start. How long shall
Oya nínú ògo, Oya nínú ògo. LOC,
God bless you.
LOC,
God bless you.
LOC.
God bless you.
My people out there, our mother in Christ, Reverend Mother Dr. Esther Abimbola Ajayi, is asking us to come and celebrate the Comforter. Where? United States of America, 4041 Broadway, on Saturday, the 28th of July, 2018. Don't forget, 4041 Broadway, New York, United States of America. Come, let's celebrate the Comforter.